Hi, everyone, I'm Libby. I run an organization called Liberatory Love, and I want to just welcome you into this new year and welcome you into an experience that will be coming up in February with relationship coaches Johan Erb and Rachel Pringle. This experience is going to be called, or already is called, The Art of Co-Devotional Love. I'll be a participant there, and I'm also someone who's advocating with and going to be doing some coaching and work alongside this program. So in this video, I'd like to just talk about the relationship of their work and my work and a vision for this year. Let's take a deep breath together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Over the last 2 years, I've been developing a process, a method, and a space where people can process their relationship to love, sex, intimacy, and relationship. And in this space, I work with a couple of tools and practices that are not so common in our culture right now. Those tools are breath work, they are tantra, they are embodiment, they are at its basic breath, sound, movement, and touch to begin to shift energy within ourselves. And right now, all of those might sound as woo woo or as out there as something like meditation once was. And yet, we know that meditation went from something that was in the East to something that here in the West we are practicing and witnessing the integration of. And when it comes to breath, movement, sound, touch, Tantra, which is the perspective of light and dark being here, and the awakening of the more wilder animalistic side of ourselves within this conscious being, we open up a whole new way to relate to each other. The reason for this is, well, I'm actually not here to say the reason for it, but the experience of it is when we are moving emotion through the body, which is what using our breath and our sound and our movement does. And you can imagine this for if you picture birthing, there's no amount of verbal instruction you can give a woman giving birth. She has to actually breathe and sound. If you think about sex, there's no amount of written instruction you're going to give. You actually have to feel and connect. And this also applies to other intense situations of life. If you've ever shifted your career path drastically, moved or gone through a process of grief or change, you might know that, again, words have limits. When we learn how to start to work with breath, sound, movement, touch, and witnessing and connecting to shadow, to things that we consider dark or bad or wrong in a more connected and intimate way, we can actually open up new experiences with ourselves and new experiences with each other. And this is something that I will continue to practice with people in my own space, Liberatory Love. But it's also something that is extremely beautiful to witness learning from couples who are actually practicing this together. Because in full disclosure, my practice with all of this work has come primarily through individual work and group work. I travel around and I've lived in different places and I practice leading things for us as groups that are essential. But the intimacy of somebody who's really seeing your heart and seeing your mind and seeing your struggle and seeing you, not listening to you, not hearing you theorize about it, but watching you. This person has a whole nother view into your life. This person has a whole nother understanding of who you are. They are the person to be the most amazing mirror for you, the person to aggravate you and irritate you and frustrate you and burn you the most. They're the person who has the power to open your heart and break your heart, truly. A lot of times we think of love as the opposite of heartbreak, but in reality, I once heard it as love is the person who you've chosen to allow to break your heart over and over again. And it's my intention with Liberatory Love, since it's all about love that liberates us, is to prepare us to be courageous in love, to be open in love, to be willing in love, to try new things. Johan Erb and Rachel Pringle have been studying, or I mean, in a relationship, but studying through their own love and learning over 12 years. And their work, as I have followed it, has helped me connect with my own qualities of attachment and avoidance. And they're taking principles like Tantra and breath and embodiment and making it more accessible to us. Another thing about this work is that it's sometimes easier or tempting and sometimes good for us, but to just leave the environments that we're in to go to a retreat somewhere. But right now, retreats around this are still budding because even those of us who are teaching and practitioners of this stuff, we're learning too. This stuff, it shifts the way that we've done things before, and it's brave and it's vulnerable. And so what these teachers have done is they've actually created a way to create an online experience for us to be learning together. My hope in the next year and 2 and 3 years and beyond is to be a part of some of these in-person group spaces. But it's really essential for us to actually prepare even for these group spaces, because just like once you get in a relationship, the fire is there. You don't have that much time to prepare for it. You get in your fights with each other straight away. Our shadows come up right away typically. There's not that much time to hide the parts of ourselves. If you're with a good lover, more of yourself is going to come up to the surface first. So the more that we can actually get ourselves accustomed to new ways of connecting with struggle that let us take accountability of what's ours, but also work on what we want to work out with somebody who's willing to hold us and be there for us. The more when we actually are together, we can love each other more deeply. And so this course offers space both for couples and for individuals. And I really encourage and invite you to attend as an individual and a couple, to be brave. I know single men out there, um, there might be some self-consciousness about coming to an event like this alone, or single women, you also might hold more self-consciousness about this, except we've been a little bit more encouraged to pursue the intimate and vulnerable as single people. And what I want to say is, and then also the vulnerability of being a couple and not knowing what can be activated if you come to something like this. And so I just want to say, whether you're single, whether you're in a partnership, and whether you're straight or queer, there is room for you here. There's room for you to learn, because what we're doing is accessing more of ourselves as a lover. And it's my belief that all of us are lovers. Whether or not you are in a partnership, whether or not you're in a marriage, all of us have the capacity and the space to awaken the lover in us. And it's some of our cultural conditioning that has aligned and associated marriage and a certain quality of partnership with being a lover. In reality, there are many ways to be a lover, and being engaged in a process of co-devotion, of seeing your breath, your body, your energy, your whole being as a lover of this earth, of this planet, of our people, of humanity, of your friends, of your community, and of your intimate partners or partner. This is something that we get to practice and learn about. We get to write the fairy tales. We get to rewrite the fairy tales. We get to write something new and extraordinary. So I invite you to just check out the page, imrachelpringle.com/co-devotion. If you're interested in joining this experience, but you feel like, what's the point of going to something online to learn about these things? If it's about connecting to breath and body, or how much might this trigger me, or I'm scared because I don't know what would come up. I invite you to reach out and connect with me. And at Liberatory Love, I also have a bridge program where, if you're coming from an Abrahamic faith or a religious tradition, or just our culture with very strong, abrasive, or painful views around sexual purity and sexuality in general, I work with you over 36 or 12 weeks to really start to dive into rewiring and creating a new viewpoint, a new perspective on pleasure, on joy, on connection, on intimacy, that can shift the way you relate with this whole planet, and especially the way that you open up to the love that you most desire.